Hi everyone, and I guess I can't label this day 2 because Wizards did that thing where, hey, it's not spoiler season yet, or it's not preview week yet, it's the week before, so we're going to give you a little taste, and then we're going to wait a week thing. So, I guess I'll label this day 2 spoilers, because it is a second day of spoilers. These actually came out, I think, yesterday, but I got home late and things along those lines, so I wasn't aware that they popped up. But still worth talking about all that. Also, there is a spoiler for there is half a spoiler out right now. It's a double-sided face card. It's Hanware, the moving town, or something like that. Basically, it's an ooze. It's a Eldrazi ooze, basically, that was transformed. I'm not going to talk about that right now, simply because it's half the card. When I get the full card, then I'll talk about it. But we're not talking about the evils of Innistrad and Embercruel. We're talking about the good in life, the things that are here to still protect us, to protect the weak, and maybe try to save Innistrad. So one of the things they spoiled on, what was it, the 23rd, I believe it was the Bio Box promo. And the Bio Box promo is an old friend of ours. Let me get it's Thalia. Obviously it's inverse, but there's the art. Very lovely. And Thalia is now a 3/2. Originally she was a 2/1, which she still has first strike. She's 2 generic, 1 white, legendary human soldier, rare. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control come into play tapped. Now, if memory serves, the original one didn't affect solely the opponent. It affected everyone. And I believe it was non-creature spells. I could be wrong. I used to have a bunch of them. Now I don't think I have any of them. But when looking at this, simply from a stats point of view, it's a complete upgrade from the stats. A 3/2 first strike for just 1 extra mana. You'll take that any day over a 2/1 for 2. Yeah, you can get the 2/1 out for 2 easier, but this one's definitely going to be staying on the battlefield longer. But then you get on creatures and non-basic lands your opponent's control come into play tapped. That's actually a pretty useful, especially with just from what we've seen so far. I mean, not a lot, but we have Emrakul out on the battlefield. Emrakul alone. This thing can actually slow down Emrakul. And I'm again, remember, I think of things from the standpoint of a casual, sealed, and pre-release kind of guy. Limited environment kind of guy. I don't look at things from standard, modern, or legacy perspectives usually because I don't know really how those formats work. Domino! Not sure what Domino's barking at. Domino! We heard, there was something moving around. I don't think it's anything that can hurt Domino, but there's something moving around. She started barking. Anyway, so that's how I say it. So that being said, and just looking at what we got right now for our cards, which is not a lot, it can slow down. It's not gonna stop Emrakul, but it can slow down Emrakul, which is a big thing to do. If you got this on the battlefield and Emrakul comes out into play, Emrakul comes out tapped. Granted, Emrakul's effect still goes off, and they control your next turn, probably. Domino, what? Oh. Now I think I know what she's doing. I think she's barking. I think she's barking at a ground squirrel. It's something on the ground. So forgive me if you hear Domino barking in the background. Anyway, yeah, it can slow down pretty much anything that comes out, including basic lands. Obviously, it's not slowing down because it's in the name. The reason I think this is honestly better, first off, it slows down the opponent's battlefield, and it slows down their mana production. Granted, non-basic lands is a bit of a moot point, but you bring this out maybe on any sort of mana acceleration that does exist, which it does. You can get this out in turn 2, probably not that difficult. And you can then proceed to slow down their entire battlefield, which is pretty major. They have to now play catch-up, either destroy it with an instant or sorcery, or just hope they can eventually outpace you with enough cards. So, overall, I think it doesn't have flying, so once flyers get on the field, assuming it comes... Even, like I said, when slowing Emrakul down, that's big to slow Emrakul down, and they control your next turn, but still... But they still got a giant flyer afterwards. Any flyer is going to... This thing can't take on. This card can't deal with flyers at all. It can deal with Death Strike, a Death Touch. It can deal with most things. It can deal with most things on its own pretty well. Given within its stat range, obviously. If you pump it up, that's another thing entirely. But overall, no, I think that's a pretty solid card, pretty good card. This one is interesting. Now, this name hasn't been confirmed yet because this one, both of these cards one was in Spanish. I think the other one was in Italian. They're both in Spanish. Okay. I believe the name of this card might be Supplement Identity or something like that. Basically, it's a shapeshifter. It's a clone ability. But what it is, it's a 2 generic, 2 blue. Whoa, one second. I just realized I can get the visual up. It's not that. I mean, Thalia definitely has a nice kind of identity supplementer. That's it. That's what they're calling it right now. Granted, Thalia's got a very kind of just, stoic, heroic one. This one's just another clone. This one's not even a very good clone one, honestly. 1 second. There we go. And, yeah, that one's really not that interesting of art. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but it's whatever. That being said, its abilities, first off, it's not a 0/0 clone. It's a 0/3. Automatically, it has toughness to it. Now, whenever an identity impersonator attacks, remember, it's a 0/3. It exiles target non-token creature, and that does not specify player. That just says it can be your opponent's or it can be yours. If you do, identity impersonator becomes a copy of that creature until the end of turn. Return exile to a card under two. What? 1 second. I think because I'm on. Okay, someone just freaking mistranslated. Basically, return exile card onto the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Again, this one's a stretch, and given I don't know which one. This might just be a pre-release card. I don't think so though. It's got a date stamp on it. Actually, I think this is a release card, maybe. 1 second. Again, Firebox promo. No, oh wait. No. I'm guessing maybe this is just a pre-release. Anyway, point being is that unlike Thalia, who can slow down Emrakul, and right now I'm using Emrakul as an example because it's the big bad of the set, and it's a big bomby monster mythic. This one is a little more situational. In theory, when you're going, or even let's say going up against Ulrich, the Uncontested Alpha, that werewolf. It's got a better chance going up against that simply because Emrakul's turn. It's the controlling the turn ability that is really kind of makes this not really effective against Emrakul. But let's say that you could get an attack off against Emrakul. You've survived against Emrakul. You're about to attack with this. You can turn this essentially into Emrakul, more or less, and then swing in for a 13/13 while exiling that. And then it comes back into the battlefield afterward, obviously. It's an interesting one. It's conditional, however. I mean, the upside is if your opponent's got maybe 2 creatures on the battlefield, you've got 3. If numbers are a bit more on your side, and I just mean a bit, if your numbers are completely on your side, you're winning anyway already. But if the numbers are already on, or at least somebody, if it's a 2 to 3 scenario, you got 3, maybe not huge, but solid guys, and this is one of them. And they've got, say, a big monster and maybe something else like a flyer, and with like Death Touch or something like that. You can swing in, exile one or the other, and deal in a decent amount of damage. So it's interesting. And honestly, in that scenario, like with someone with Death Touch, I would take the Death Touch just simply because if the guy could block you, but you're either going to block a Death Touch and be taking some damage, and lose your guy, or you're going to be losing a guy. he's going to stay around for another turn for you to do that again. So it's a very conditional card, but when the conditions are, when the scenario is when the scenario is right, which there's a good chance at the time it's going to be, it's all just going to matter what your opponent has on the field, really, because that's when you're going to use this the most, because that's when the most effective, because you're getting a free attacker pretty much, especially if it's one-on-one, you're just getting a free attack more or less. You're clearing their field for a little bit. And you can also get trigger effects too. You can use this with your cards as well. If you've got any trigger effects that when they enter the battlefield, because they leave the battlefield and come back. That's what it's a flicker ability, really, pretty much. So if you have abilities like that as well on your field, then this card becomes very good. Actually, this card can be very effective, but it's gonna take the right home. It's gonna need the right home. Now, granted, I got a clone. I got a deck where I copy stuff like crazy. So this card finds a very big home in there. Ooh, and there goes my chair. I've shrunk. I'm so tiny now. Wait a minute. There we go. That's better. Apart from that, though, not much else for this way in spoilers. Spoilers don't really start till Monday anyway, so we'll wait for that. And I'm saving that. I think it's hold on. You know what? I think it was it the day before that? I just realized I don't have it. Oh, it did give me. I do have enough internet connection right now. That's nice. Where is it? There it is. Hanenware, the Writhing Township. It's this side of the card alone looks like a pretty badass card. But that being said, I don't think it looks like a pretty good card. Let's put it that way. However, I'm not really going to talk about it simply for the fact that it's half of a double-sided face card. When I get the other half of the double-sided face card, then I'll feel it's warranted to talk about it. Until then, I'm just going to keep it as is. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. You can check out, I just got back last night from Independence Day Resurgence. You can see what I thought of that. The Shallows actually came out this week. I didn't think the Shallows came out this week. In fact, I'm going to double check that in a little bit. But yeah, the Shallows came out. I guess, honestly, if Mark's not done, Mark's probably going to want to hang out today after he gets off work and after I get off work. Assuming he doesn't, or maybe he wants to see a movie, maybe we'll go see The Shallows, or maybe we'll see Independence Day Resurgence again, so we can do a spoiler review. We'll find out. If nothing else, I'll see The Shallows sometime during the weekend, I think. That's what I'm going to do. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.